John, the 2nd chapter. On the 3rd day, there was a wedding in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Jesus and his disciples had been invited to the wedding. When the wine gave out, the mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no wine." Jesus said to her, "Woman, what concern is that to you or to me? My hour has not yet come." His mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." Now, standing there were 6 stone water jars for the Jewish rites of purification, each holding 20 or 30 gallons. Jesus said to them, "Fill the jars with water." And they filled them up to the brim. He said to them, "Now, draw some out and take it to the chief steward." So they took it. When the steward tasted the water that had become wine, and did not know where it came from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew, the steward called the bridegroom and said to him, "Everyone serves the good wine first, and then the inferior wine as the guests have become drunk. But you have kept the good wine until now." Jesus did this, the first of his signs in Cana of Galilee, and revealed his glory, and his disciples believed in him. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, O Christ.
It's hard to talk about a wedding celebration that lasted a week when one has watched a week of devastation from one of the poorest countries of the world. Some of us may have struggled hard with that line from the psalmist. "They feast upon the abundance of your house. You give them drink from the river of your delights." The only rivers flowing in Haiti this past week have been rivers of tears. In one of the news reports I saw, the only thing that one man was able to salvage from his house was a single can of peas. Hardly a feast of abundance. The earthquake brought out some of our better natures. Once again, aid workers have been streaming in, bringing every ounce of energy and ingenuity to an almost impossible situation. An emergency room nurse at Cook County Hospital said when asked why she was going when she didn't know a single soul in Haiti, she said, "I have the skills. I have to go." And so she will, joined by countless others who will leave family, jobs, and go and do what they can do. The earthquake has also brought out some of our demons as well. From the almost stunning stupidity of Pat Robertson, who has once again managed to show an unbridled lack of sensitivity by saying, and I'm quoting now, "Haiti has been cursed because of what he called a pact with the devil in its history." His spokesman, trying to walk this statement back, said that the Wednesday comments were based on the voodoo rituals carried out before a slave rebellion against the French in 1791. Robertson's God, who, by the way, Jesus never heard of, apparently has a great long-term memory, but a poor short-term one. Because the body of Monsignor Joseph Sergei Miot, the Archbishop of Port-au-Prince, was found under the rubble of the Archdiocesan headquarters. I don't think the Archbishop was a voodoo worshiper. And if one found Robertson's comments embarrassing, one would have been, dare I use this term again, flabbergasted by some of the responses that people wrote in reactions to the report that President Obama had pledged $100 million in governmental aid to Haiti and was dispatching former presidents William Clinton and George W. Bush to raise private funds and oversee their distribution. I don't know if you know about this, but there are almost instant letters to the editor on the internet that allow people to leave comments after every story. Some of these comments were blatantly racist. A great many suggested that we had our own problems economically at home, and why should we spend our resources to help others? Surprisingly, it took a conservative columnist, Charles Krauthammer, to tell us why in very stark terms. He said, the extent of the tragedy is almost unimaginable. We already heard that the presidential palace is gone. Parliament is gone. The United Nations headquarters is gone. And these are presumably the best built structures on the island because the resources are there. So he said, can you imagine what has happened in the shanty towns and the devastation there? We've heard the estimates, he said. If one of the middling estimates of 100,000 dead is true, he said that would translate on a per capita basis and have the societal effect in the U.S. of the loss, the death of 3 million Americans. That's 1,000 9/11s in one day.